Alex Gillespie. In the last situation, we sketched graphs based on the information, and now we're going to actually write situations for graphs. So we're going to write this. We're basically doing the reverse of what we did before. Let's take a look. I'm going to draw up a couple of graphs here real quick. And let's say that this is my first graph, and I'll put the second one next to it. All right. And, the x-axis, we're going to call it time still. So as time marches on, I'm going to create two different graphs, though. And so what you'll actually see just from the start is one graph is going to start out by going up, and it'll plateau and then drop back down. The other one, we'll let it drop down, plateau, and go back up. Well, right now, this is all you know about your graph. That's all you can see. But let's just see if we can kind of impromptu create a story based off either of the graphs. So this first one to the left, well, let's see what's going on as time marches on. Well, the graph increases, and then it plateaus, and then it drops. So, well, I guess the one thing that I could think of is what if I have water in a sink? Well, what I could say is, hey, I have an empty sink. It starts out empty. And I turn the faucet on. So as time goes on, the sink will fill up. And as it fills up, it will reach a level to where no matter how far, how much water is pumped out, it's at a constant level. The sink is emptying as fast as the water fills up. So the sink level will stay constant. It will plateau. And then after a certain amount of time, either I turn the faucet off or I slow it down, the sink begins to empty out again until it is completely empty. So the water is turned off. Well, using the water scenario again, let's think of it a second way. Let's say, hey, I do have a sink and it's filled up right here. The water level's high, but I pull the drain and unplug it, and the water begins to sink down. However, there's a certain amount of water that I do want it. I don't want it completely empty, and you can see right here, the water hasn't reached the base level, but it does plateau, so I must have replugged it back up. And for a certain amount of time, it stays level until I decide, you know what, I want more water back in this. So right here in the plateau, it has remained unchanged. But then, as I decide to refill it again because I want more water, I turn the faucets back up and the water level increases at a steady rate. Now, I could write this up if I wanted to, and future we will, but at the same time I won't. But graphs are a fantastic way to see things that you observe around you every day in your life. Thank you.